Welcome back, agents. Today's briefing is on SCP-2935 O-Death. SCP-2935 is a space-time anomaly existing within a limestone cave beneath a cemetery near Joppa, Indiana. The cemetery, whose last interred individual died in 1908, was discovered by Foundation personnel after radio signals were discovered emanating from the cave. The anomaly is a nearly exact replicate reality of modern Earth in the year 2016, with the primary exception being that all life, including both biological and non-biological, as well as any sentient entities, machines, computers, and other lifelike phenomena within SCP-2935 ended on April 20th, 2016. Information gathered by the Mobile Task Force, who initially entered the cave for reconnaissance purposes, points to the conclusion that all life forms within SCP-2935 suddenly and without warning expired. The reason for this is currently uncertain. On April 28, 2016, a radio signal was detected by communications personnel at Site 81 near Bloomington, Indiana. This signal, though distorted and unintelligible, was traced to the unincorporated area of Joppa, Indiana, near U.S. Interstate 70. Site 81 personnel in Indianapolis were dispatched to determine the source of the signal as per Foundation policy, and discovered SCP-2935 during their examination of the area. Upon initial entry into the cave using a drone, the aforementioned personnel were uncertain that they had actually discovered an anomaly, instead believing their drone had exited the other side of the cave. This was quickly corrected during observation of the surrounding area, and upon picking up the undistorted radio broadcast they had been searching for. The broadcast, which appeared to have been repeating on a loop since April 20th, was an automated message originating from Site 81 within the SCP-2935 reality. The full transcription of the message is as follows. This is an automated emergency broadcast from the SCP Foundation and your national government. One or more of our sites is experiencing a communication breakdown, likely due to a containment breach of unknown magnitude. All citizens are ordered to stay in their homes as containment teams work to secure the breach. This message will broadcast from April 20th, 2016 until message cuts out suddenly and then repeats. Afterwards, the Site 81 personnel contacted Site Command, Mobile Task Force Epsilon 13. Manifest Destiny was immediately assigned to examination and exploration of SCP-2935. Exploration of SCP-2935 by MTF. Epsilon 13 took place over 4 separate missions, 3 manned and 1 unmanned. During these missions, several artifacts and pieces of information were recovered. The first mission objective was to survey and collect information and samples from the area directly surrounding the cave insertion point. The following is a transcript of audio and video recordings captured by MTF E13, who were tasked with surveying SCP-2935 immediately after its discovery.
Mic's on.
Check.
Check. Command.
We hear you. Confirm that all agents are at the insertion point.
Confirmed.
All right. Proceed with insertion. Don't take any chances in there. We have no idea what you're going to see.
Understood. Moving in.
MTF E13 team enters SCP-2935. Travel through the cave system takes roughly 15 minutes, after which the team emerges on the opposite side of SCP-2935. After cameras adjust to sunlight, the surrounding landscape is visible.
Christ. Yeah, holy shit.
Confirm what we're seeing here, Lead.
Yeah, looks like a total lack of living vegetation. Trees, grasses, everything looks dead.
Temperature readings coming in at 24°C. Sound right?
Affirmative. It's pretty pleasant. Cloudy, but not a lot of wind.
Understood. Go ahead and proceed, team. Look for any housing.
Is this the area we just left?
We're trying to confirm that. Can you identify anything nearby?
If we go up this ridge, there should be a road there. The one we came in on.
Let's head that way.
The team moves up nearby ridge.
Yep, that's the road. Command, hard to say for certain yet, but preliminary observation points to this being the same locality as our side of the cave.
Understood. Proceed with caution.
Understood.
The team moves north on the nearby road. After roughly 2 kilometers of travel, the team encounters a farmhouse. 2 cars sit outside.
Command, there's a house over here. Going to go check it out.
Understood. Team lead, have Underwood set up the broadcast relay you've got. We want to try and respond to that signal.
Got that, Command. I'll set it up now.
All right, let's move in.
The team moves to the front door of the farmhouse. The door is unlocked. The front parlor is vacant, and Agent Kale confirms that power still works within the structure. Agents move to the kitchen.
Jesus Christ, what?
3 adult corpses, 2 female and 1 male, are seated at a table in the kitchen. A 4th corpse, a male child, lies nearby.
Command, you can see this?
We can. Can you confirm the life signs on any of those individuals?
I can... The adult male is dead, and the female to his right, and to his left, and the child also dead. This had to be pretty recent, with no signs of decay.
This is pretty fucked up.
There's a newspaper on the table, April 19th, 2016. Hendricks County Flyer. Command, can you confirm the headline?
One moment, team.
Dinner, look. Chicken, mashed potatoes, green beans.
Confirming that headline. It's accurate with that newspaper on that date.
What the fucking...
It's stale, but there's no...
Wall clock says the date is April 28th, 2016. That's today. Same time too, 0945. Same as my time. How long have they been here?
Boss, look, the food.
What about it?
It's covered in dust. They are too. They've been here for a while. But the food, it's all stale. But it's not rotten. That chicken should have been covered in mold by now, but there's nothing. See? Even the potatoes.
Yeah, I see it.
Team, we want to get some samples. Some of that food, samples from the individuals in the room. Hair, skin, fluids, if you can get them. Any electronics in the room?
There's a laptop on a desk in the next room, a smartphone in that woman's pocket. Yeah, the battery is dead.
Collect it, see if there's anything else of note nearby, and get back outside. We don't want to keep you over there for too long until we know more about that environment.
Agent Kale collects biological samples from the corpses, as well as from the food on the table. Agent Juno surveys the rest of the home. Agent Devon moves to the living room and turns on a television.
TV works, just flipping around. There's not a whole lot other than test signals. Fuck me, shit, boss, come here.
What have you got?
I think it's the Home Shopping Network, look.
Television shows the set of the Home Shopping Network. 2 individuals are on screen, one lying near an empty chair, and the other facing the camera directly. Neither individual is moving. The backdrop has been burned. The automatic fire suppression system seems to have been triggered, and red emergency lights flash off screen. Marquee at the bottom of the screen scrolls as usual. The date reads April 28th, 2016.
All right. Yeah, let's get out of here. Kale, come on, we're moving.
The team leaves the house and rendezvous with Agent Underwood, who is finishing setting up the broadcast relay. After an additional 15 minutes, MTF E13 returns to the SCP-2935 insertion point. Before returning, Agent Kale collects samples of nearby vegetation for study. The following is a transcript of audio and video recordings captured by MTF E13. The 16-man recovery team, led by Agents Juno and Roy, were given instructions to extend their mission within SCP-2935 and travel to Site 19. Extraneous dialogue was removed. The team locates several vehicles and begins to move south towards Site 81. Main roadways are navigable due to few vehicles being on them at the time of the aforementioned total death of all life forms within SCP-2935. Several fires are visible from the highway, including 3 downed jetliners. Examination of crash sites shows a recurring theme. All inhabitants seem to lose consciousness at the same time. As a result of this, there are also few vehicle-on-vehicle collisions, as most of the vehicles stopped simultaneously. Upon reaching Bloomington, MTF E13 split into 2 separate teams, one, led by Agent Roy, which would move directly to Site-81, and another, led by Agent Juno, which would attempt to access the off-site deep storage server bank. For this log, Agent Juno's team's logs are omitted. Agent Roy's team approaches Site-81 main access point beneath the Lake Monroe Reservoir Dam. The access elevator is confirmed as operational, and the team descends to the entry level.
Roy. Yeah? I was wondering, I know you guys were on assignment, but I think I was on site on the 19th.
I was thinking the same thing. I was on site that day too.
You think we're in here?
We'll find out soon enough. I spent the entire night in the weapons lab with Faust and Morocco. It's right inside.
You guys hear that?
Hear what?
Exactly. Shouldn't we be hearing a breach alarm?
Not necessarily. Breach alarms are automated, but only if any of the containment cells trigger it. Otherwise, they have to be executed manually.
Somebody had to have gotten to the office to start the emergency broadcast.
It was an automated response. If I had to wager, it was probably triggered by vital monitors going flat.
Vital monitors can trip the emergency response?
Not any one by itself, but a lot of them could.
Here we are.
Team departs elevator. Primary access gate of Site-81 is visible. All lights continue to function. Lockdown status is visually confirmed.
Keller, get that door open. Careful, everyone.
Agent Keller interfaces with access console. Lockdown status is rescinded, and the main gate opens. Team moves through check-in area.
Coast is clear.
All right, boys, let's check the front offices first. Head right.
Team enters Site-81 front offices.
We've got bodies over here.
Yeah, we should expect a lot of that. Anybody recognize them?
I mean, they're really dehydrated. But that's Desiree Clark and Max Westminster. John Cabin over there. This one is Elisa Watson. They're all staffed at 81.
And probably working that day too.
Anybody know what time they mark off their calendars in the office?
Not until first shift shows up. 8 a.m. local?
Makes sense. Last check-off is April 19th. Keller, patch into the system again and try to find out what triggered the emergency broadcast. Ullman, you and Indigo go check the break room over there. See if... I don't know.
Boss?
Sorry. Shit. I wasn't expecting this. Not like this, anyway. I thought it would be messier. Breaches usually are. But this is...
Clean. I mean, they're pretty obviously corpses, but they're clean. No blood, slight post-mortem excretions, but it's all dried up at this point. Think it was a disease?
Let's get some samples. Swab surfaces. Use Indigo's kit to check for microbes. Juno's boys found a house without a trace of them, and Command wants to know if that's consistent.
Be careful not to contaminate any surfaces you're collecting from. Keep your suits on, don't deglove, etc.
Right. Let's move. Radio in if you find anything.
Will do.
Agents Ullman and Indigo move to break room. Several other corpses are discovered during examination of the area. Agent Keller interfaces again with the Site-81 control system. Agents Ali, Strait, and Daniels leave front office to collect samples from nearby cafeteria.
Got it.
What's it say?
Looks like the system was triggered at 0400 hours during a routine vitals check. Apparently there was a malfunction, or rather, the system thought there was a malfunction. All of the vitals transmitters had stopped responding since the last check.
That doesn't throw up a breach alarm.
No, I don't think so. It would probably ping maintenance first, and then system command, and then site command. If nobody responded, it would probably trigger a message to 17, and if that went ignored, maybe Overwatch command. After those all timed out, it dropped into the automated failsafe, locked down the site, and began broadcasting for help. Then it waited.
Waited for what?
A response from another site, or literally anybody on staff. I think even level 1s can rescind timeout lockdowns. Hypothetical, though. I've never seen it used like that.
So nobody came calling?
Nobody but us, a couple days later.
What about the AI ads? Alexandra is patched into this site. isn't she? Maybe they're still here.
Good point. Pauses while interacting with terminal. There we go. Alexandra, TAIC is currently running. That's good. I'll wake her up. Pauses again. Alexandra, can you hear me? No response. Alexandra, this is James Keller. Are you awake?
Try the text interface.
Nothing. It says the program is still running, but no response at all. I'll try... Nothing from Thorn either. They've all gone quiet.
That's odd. Will us being here wake the other sites up since we rescinded 81's lockdown?
Assuming they're all in the same lockdown as this one, maybe. No doubt some of them have protocols that require somebody to be on site to break a lockdown. I know Site 27 does, but they've got a pretty substantial Keter wing. Of course, we could get to Overwatch and unlock them that way. I know they can remotely rest in security Mishas at all the sites.
Do you know where Overwatch is?
No, do you?
No. Hey boss, where are you, Ullman?
We're in the weapons lab.
Ah. We can just collect samples and lock up after... No, I want to see it. We'll be right there.
Agents Roy and Keller move to Site 81 Weapons Lab. Agents Ullman and Indigo stand just inside the door.
Let's have a look.
Boss,
It's not me in there. I'm me. You think I'm worried about what happens inside of an anomaly? We've all seen all kinds of crazy shit. Places that messed with your head or whatever. Seeing my own corpse isn't going to ruin my day.
Team enters Weapons Lab. Agents Morocco and Faust are laying near a lab bench. The corpse of Dr. Rogers is collapsed near the door to the firing range. Room is otherwise empty, though covered in dust.
Where is it?
Agent Ullman leads team to the door to the firing range. Inside the range is empty, except for a single corpse at the far end of the room laying on the floor.
we've collected samples and I had a chance to look at a few under a scope. 100% cell death in every single one. We'll have to get these back to Bio in order to do a more thorough investigation, but I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, we will.
Agent Roy pauses over the corpse of Agent Roy. He reaches down and turns the corpse over, revealing the firearm that Agent Roy had been testing.
They're obviously not rotten or anything. You can barely even smell them. None of the biological processes that break down a body after death seem to have kicked in. Because, well, somewhere along the line, there stopped being biological processes. They're just dried out now.
I see that. I remember this. I was only testing this for a little while. They'll be able to find it on security footage, nail down what time this all happened, see if it's consistent with everything else. Right. Okay, so, we should probably check on our senior staff. I think Dr. Actus likes to get to bed by 9, so he'll probably be in his quarters.
We're already there. He's gone. The rest of them are too. Dr. Hamilton, Dr. Love, Dr. Karsten. Dr. Mann was out in the hall. I think he was in town for that seminar on the 19th. They're just like the rest of them. Totally undisturbed otherwise.
Saves us that trip, I guess. Keller, get into that terminal, see if we can access the containment wings. I want to make sure there's nothing in there that... nothing that can get out, I guess.
Can do.
Agent Keller moves to a nearby terminal. Agent Indigo collects samples from the corpse of Agent Roy. Elsewhere, Agent Straight, Ali, and Daniels examine the corpses of the Site 81 senior staff, collecting samples as necessary and taking artifacts for local observation.
You guys get the feeling we're getting mind-wiped after we get back from this?
Why?
This has to be a huge breach of informational security, right? I mean, hell, I could go look in Actus's sock drawer and tell you whether he prefers boxers or briefs. Who knows what else we could get into, accidentally or otherwise.
Senior staff doesn't have as much functional knowledge of the skips at their site, believe it or not. The important stuff is locked down on the network, and the really important stuff is kept on vinyl somewhere. Regardless, you don't need to go snooping through his journal or anything. Pauses. Actually, I take that back. If you come across a journal, pick it up. Wouldn't hurt.
Amnestics hurt?
You won't know either way.
I'm in, boss. Looks like everything should be clear. Though we'll have to access a handful manually. I can't open them up from here. Should be pretty straightforward. And,
Yeah?
sort of, I'm not sure what I'm looking at. It's an encrypted security warning, but it wasn't triggered automatically. Somebody would have had to put it here.
When was it posted?
About 3 days ago. So definitely after our projected date. Could very well be a glitch or something, but
But,
it's not likely. These kinds of things don't just show up. Too many fail-safes. The system won't throw up an encrypted message unless it's absolutely necessary.
or somebody put it there. Right?
Right.
Log it, transmit it back to Juno's team. Have them relay it local side. See what they can make of it.
Sure. Just received a message from them. Looks like they've finished up. Says they're going to roll our way here in a bit.
All right. Let's head downstairs then. See what the skips have been up to.
Team assembles outside of staff dormitories. Team moves to lower level access elevator. Team arrives at first containment level.
Wits about you boys.
I feel like somebody is watching us.
I feel it too. Doesn't feel right.
There's something else in here.
It's just the 7 of us. Get your heads straight. Let's move.
The team begins to check safe class containment cells.
SCP-2951. That big fleshy thing.
Get that door open.
Agents open the door.
There. In the corner. Is it moving? It looks like it's moving.
It's just the fucking light. Look. It's all dried out.
Agent Indigo examines SCP-21511-A.
Yeah, this one is gone. Check that chamber. The rings should be in there.
They're in here. They're all tarnished, though. This one is rusted through.
Bag 'em. Let's move on. What's next?
That displacement chamber is at the end of the hall. We could check that next. The ghost girl is in there.
Let's see.
Wait, this cell is lit up too. Doesn't have a designation tag on it.
Fuck, can you smell that? Is it coming from this room?
Smells like death. God, that's strong.
Can you get that door open, Keller?
Hang on. It's acting up. I think it's jammed. Probably a malfunction.
Open the window, it's not jammed?
Oh fuck, that one's decomposed.
Christ alive, you're right. Why is it so much different? Who is that?
They've got on a jacket. Hang on. Oh man. Keller, that's you.
You're sure?
Agent number 1703, yeah. The name badge is, covered, but you can see the ID number on the other sleeve, see? The fuck happened to you?
I'm actually not sure. I definitely wasn't on site on the 19th or 20th.
That's really weird.
We'll come back to it. Let's keep going.
The team moves down to SCP-2996's containment cell.
Isn't this that skip that...
Yep.
Did they ever get that resolved?
No, not as far as I know.
Agent Straight opens the chamber door.
Fuck.
Is the displacement chamber still functional?
Looks like it.
So what's that all over the inside of the chamber?
If I had to guess, I'd say that's the ghost girl.
Did she explode?
Maybe had an adverse reaction to dying twice.
Can we get the chamber open?
I'd advise against it. Our suits aren't rated for whatever is in there. You should see the monstrosities they have to wear when they go in to clean this thing.
Fair enough. Let's keep looking.
The team continues to check containment cells, all with similar results. All biological anomalous entities are confirmed to have perished, while non-biological artifacts or entities have become inert. This continues for an additional hour.
Something just occurred to me, boss.
Yeah?
Did you get that memo a few months ago? About them moving that skip to 19?
The lizard? Yeah. I was assigned to that job.
It passed through 81 on the way there.
It did. Was only here a few days.
Wait, what lizard?
Which days?
Downstairs. Come on.
The team moves to the lowest containment level. Agent Keller rescinds lockdown status on the containment wing. Most cells are rated for Euclid and Keter class entities but are empty.
They moved the lizard here and didn't tell the site staff?
Only essential personnel. Staff tends to get nervous.
Wonder why.
Quiet. It'd be just around this corner. There.
The team faces a containment cell. The green indicator light is lit, indicating that the containment cell is active.
Get the door, Keller.
Hey boss, hang on. If we open that door and it's still, the way it usually is, then...
We're fucked. I know.
Agent Keller opens the security door. The team enters the containment cell. Within the cell is a large steel container. A tank of acid sits above the tank, as do several other containment-oriented machines.
There's a door over here.
Roy,
Agent Roy opens the door to the container.
How?
The corpse of SCP-682 is visible within the chamber. The entity displays no signs of life.
That's impossible. That's fucking impossible. There's no way.
Agent Indigo approaches the corpse and proceeds to examine it. After a short time, he steps back.
Yeah, it's dead.
The team remains silent for a moment. Agent Ali runs his hands across his head.
I'm suddenly feeling weird about this place too, boys. Let's get topside.
Do you want me to collect some samples?
It can wait.
The team returns to the surface. Little is discussed on the way. Team rendezvous with Agent Juno's acquisition team. Both teams dispatch automated drones to the SCP-2935 access site with collected artifacts and information for local analysis. Due to a technical issue with the recording equipment issued to the MTF E13 team, all but one recorder failed to transmit to the broadcast relay. The remaining recorder, belonging to Agent Keller, continued to intermittently transmit audio only during the entire duration of the 6-day expedition. After the first day, Command was able to relay to Agent Keller and inform him of the state of the transmitters. It is believed that Agent Keller received this message, although not certain, as Agent Keller made no attempts during the mission to attempt to repair the transmitters. The following are excerpts of Agent Keller's audio transmissions.
Southwest of here. Hang on. There we go. There are a lot of system messages in here. Looks like a lot of sites were trying to automatically contact 19 for assistance. I think some of these sites I haven't even heard of. That one might even be... Same as the transmitters at 81. Yeah, but this one doesn't do an hourly check. Just pings them all every few seconds. 0113 hours, so that would be 0313 EST. That fits in our projected timetable. Power failure. There's nobody down there to change the fuel cells, so it'll probably just shred them and wait for new ones. No lights until then. Not the right kind of engineer, sorry. Should be one down the hall. Yeah, he's dead. I assume since I'm still standing here it's not working anymore. All you have to do is touch it. Bag it. Throw a sticker on it. Let them know the amulet won't do anything to them. Hang on. Doors up. I think that used to be Dr. Sumerian. Understatement of the year. I'm having trouble getting... Our connection isn't great down here. Broken, just like the mask was earlier. No, you can blink. It's fine. Hello. SCP-079. Are you awake? Nothing. That answers that. What were you expecting? Drone's here. I'm going to send it back to the access point. It'll just be a minute. Just checking to see if there were any other messages we should know about. Pauses. No, nothing out of the ordinary. We're good to push on. At least you looked good. Man was face down at the bottom of a flight of stairs. They're all dead. Every single one of them. How haven't you figured this out yet? We're not on a goddamn recovery mission. We're not here to rescue anyone. There's nobody to rescue. Our evidence indicates that everyone is dead. Everyone and everything. 100% of Foundation sites report the same transmitter malfunction. 100% of Foundation sites are in lockdown. Not just here, but all over the world. There's no bunker they could have gotten to. No. Because it was everybody. But this isn't our reality. It's somebody else's. Ours is fine. Nothing happened to ours. That's the power core ejecting the spent fuel rods. Lights out. It must have triggered an emergency breach protocol. I can't... The door is locked, Juno. I can't just magic it open. I'm sorry. I'll try to get something out. Hey, Command. This is Keller. The on-site nuke at 19 got tripped. We're locked in down here, and Kale wants you to tell Anita that he loves her, and Daniels has family in Florida. Just let them know he's all right. That you're going to be all right. Roy has kids, he says. You get it? No. Just means the loudspeaker lost power. We're done.
The following is a transcription of the audio and video recorded by an automated Foundation drone, SKF-1951, launched by Site-81 personnel at the SCP-2935 access point. The planned mission was to use the drone to gather information about SCP-2935, as well as contact MTF-E13 and retrieve artifacts and data collected by the team. Drone moves from access point onto nearby road, which it uses as a runway for takeoff. Drone ascends to an altitude of 3 kilometers. From this height, the surrounding area is clearly visible. The entire region is completely devoid of all forms of biological life. Many trees have collapsed, likely due to high winds, and large drifts of sand and dirt are beginning to form along roadways and houses. To the west, a storm system is forming, moving east. The drone turns east towards Indianapolis. As previously confirmed by MTF-E13, US HW-70 is mostly empty of vehicle traffic, save for the occasional semi-trailer. Several large fires have broken out across the dried vegetation and buildings in nearby towns. In the distance, the Indianapolis International Airport is visible, with several other large fires nearby, likely due to downed planes. A large pillar of smoke obscures the camera briefly, and after passing, it is confirmed to have originated from a downed Southwest Airlines 737 jetliner. On approach to Indianapolis, the city appears relatively unscathed. Several small fires appear to have broken out, but have either burned out or been put out by rain. One apartment building on the near west side appears to have collapsed, but most other structures remain intact. Drone turns north towards Site-19. Passing over the central north of Indiana reveals much of the same. Dead vegetation, dirt and sand drifts, and the corpses of animals and livestock at area farms. Occasionally, a human corpse is visible, though many likely remain within their homes. Camera cuts out. Command is unable to re-establish link with drone, although this is not unexpected. Drone continues to fly autonomously towards Site-19, with the communications likely disrupted by the storm. Video link re-established. Drone now in the middle of thunderstorm. Off-heading slightly. Lightning strikes nearby and camera cuts out again. After half an hour, video link is re-established. Drone begins to descend. GPS determines that drone is nearing Site-19, roughly 35 km NW of Lansing, MI. To the far northwest, a large fire is visible. Below, another jetliner is visible, having crashed into Spartan Stadium at Michigan State University. A fire burns on the Red Cedar River, just north of the university. Drone begins final descent, closing in on the Site-19 compound. After clearing credentials with Site-19, the drone lands on the NE airstrip, near the staff dormitory access building. The drone then transmits its coordinates to the MTF-E13 team, deploys solar panels, and powers down. 5 hours pass. Drone is activated by Agent Keller, who proceeds to load a parcel of collected artifacts into the underside of the drone. Agent Keller's radio is heard receiving communications from his team, although the messages are unintelligible. Lastly, Agent Keller loads the drone with a large amount of recovered data from a recovery team hard drive. Agent Keller then crouches in front of primary observation camera. The agent reaches forward to clean the camera off with the back of a glove, and then stares into the camera. Keller: I don't have any answers. I don't think there are any. I'll do this one thing, and hope that fixes it. Pauses. Seal it shut. You've got to lock it in here with us. I'm sorry. Agent steps away from drone and returns to access building. 10 minutes later, drone departs for SCP-2935 access point. Roughly 2 hours into flight, drone detects a large explosion in the direction of Site 19. Mushroom cloud indicative of an on-site nuclear device being detonated is visible on the horizon. Return trip otherwise uneventful. Drone recovered on local side of SCP-2935 without further incident. Artifacts and data moved to Site 81 for investigation. The Foundation, not able to conclude exactly what happened here, seals the entrance to SCP-2935 with concrete. This is simply the best they could do given the lack of information. It is not known whether the concrete barrier is really enough to hold back the anomaly behind SCP-2935. And with that, this will conclude our briefing on SCP-2935. If you enjoyed it, consider liking the video and sharing it with your fellow researchers to spread the word about this anomaly. Be sure to subscribe and turn notifications so that you don't miss our future briefings.